Good morning, everyone, and a very, very literally warm welcome to our Home Choir Sing Sunday. And today, well, we've had the Baroque Sing Sunday, we've had the Classical Sing Sunday. It only makes perfect sense, at least to me, that we should have a Romantic Sing Sunday. And of course, this refers to the Romantic era of music, the 19th century, dominated as it was by such great composers as Beethoven, Schubert, Mendelssohn, BRAHMS, and all of those composers and more are represented in today's programme. If you're new to the channel, please do consider hitting subscribe and sticking around. This is a fabulous choral community full of people who love to learn and love to sing. And on a particularly bright and sunny morning as today, well, they are looking forward, I'm sure, enormously to a fabulous programme. The scores will be on screen throughout the broadcast, and I've also linked to PDFs in the description for those of you who want to sing along at home. So hello everyone, lovely to see a lively live chat. It is very, very sunny here in the West Country. It's cold, but it's very, very bright, and the week ahead looks pretty nice, at least until I get up to Edinburgh at the weekend, where it's forecast. Do you know what, folks? It's forecast to rain in Scotland. I mean, what kind of a world are we living in? Right. Piano is working. You definitely need the piano for romantic music. Let's just check the levels on Cast Thy Burden Upon the Lord by Mendelssohn. That's our first piece this morning. Good, good. We've got Brahms, Something Fast and Furious, which we haven't sung for ages. We've got the Ave Maria by Schubert, sung by Homechoir. We've got some Beethoven to lift our spirits and indeed our voices at the midpoint. We've got I Waited for the Lord by Mendelssohn, another piece by Felix. In a slight change to the advertised programme, we've got As Torrents in Summer. And then to finish off, the beautiful Bogorodice Dievo by Rachmaninoff, which we haven't had on the channel for literally years. And it's been an absolute joy digging out some of these older recordings, giving them a little bit of polish for 2025. And do you know what? We have so many wonderful, wonderful pieces in our repertoire going back many, many years. I have to say, it's time for a bit of a retrospective. Well, it's a good thing we're turning 5 in under 2 weeks. More on that in a minute. But again, hello to everyone who's joining us this morning. I do hope you're all having a good day. And in particular to anyone who's joined us for the first time, shall we find out how many subscribers have we managed to get over the last few days? Well, let's find out. This is a live update as of Sunday the 2nd of March at 10:58 a.m. Homechoir has, drumroll please, 5,823, 5823. It is climbing steadily, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button, you can help us on our way to 10,000 subscribers. Please do hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button if you're already a subscriber to the channel. And remember, if you're watching later, leave us a comment underneath. We do read them all. We love to hear from you. Hello to everyone who's watching live but isn't in the live chat. Very special hello to Helene and Bill and Val. Hello to Sue and Tony and Sally and Annie and Maureen and Harry and June. Hello to Val and Huyen and Katie. Hello to Anne and Linda and Charlotte and Nikki and everyone else. And then hello everyone over here. This is the Homechoir live chat, and it's always a lovely, lovely place to be, particularly on a bright sunny morning. So hello all of you. Hello Alan, hello Alison, hello Christine, hello Diane, hello Liz, hello Emma, hello Fiona, hello Jeffrey, hello Glennis, hello Anna, hello Irena, hello Jackie, hello Jane, hello Leslie, hello Linda, hello Michael, hello Nicola, hello Soraya, hello Susanna, hello Suzanne, hello Tanya, hello Wendy. Wonderful to see all of you, and welcome if you're brand new. I do hope you enjoy this fabulous sing-song. So, you're going to need a drink of water to stay hydrated. I have an ice dispenser on my fridge. I know it sounds posh. It's not. It went a little bit overboard this morning, so I have a small iceberg floating in my water. Oh well, it'll certainly help me stay hydrated. Whatever you're drinking this fine morning, make sure it's to hand and you're ready to sing, because it is 11 o'clock. So let's get started. Let's have a lovely, warm Homechoir B-flat major chord, something nice and low and high at the same time. So whichever of those pitches, B-flat, D and F, that you want to sing, please do sing. and let's sing home choir and start the show. Here we go. And... lovely sound, everyone. Well done. We'll be hearing more from you later on in the broadcast, but may I wish you a very, very good morning and welcome to our Sing Romantic Sunday. I still think this broadcast is completely unique here on YouTube with its billions and billions of views every year. Sing Sunday is completely unique. A live stream going out on a Sunday morning, focusing on the beautiful choral music in the repertoire. Usually it's sacred, but, you know, in some cases, as in today, a couple of pieces are from the secular repertoire, but it's all about beauty. It's all about singing and the joy of community. So this morning, well, we're in the Romantic era, the 19th century. And in the 19th century, composers felt very, very free indeed to indulge their emotional sides. And really, today, you're going to hear a gamut of emotions, a full range, from Cast Thy Burden Upon the Lord, which is soothing, from Mendelssohn's Elijah. We have a tiny movement. It's 35 seconds long. The Brahms, Gesteine. I feel like I'm a stone being bashed around in a river. And those of us who are living on this planet in 2025, well, I think we can all identify with Brahms, a little movement from the Liebeslieder Walzer. Then we'll have Schubert's Ave Maria, perhaps one of the best known sacred pieces in the repertoire, in a performance recorded by Homechoir. Then Beethoven will lift our spirits with a hymn setting of his Ode to Joy, known as Joyful, Joyful. We'll have Mendelssohn's I Waited for the Lord. Very, very soothing. Both Mendelssohn's pieces this morning. Very, very soothing. We'll then have our Minute of Reflection, as we do every Sing Sunday, before we have Elgar's As Torrents in Summer. I'm using this to try and ward off bad weather, because, as many of you know, I'm heading off round the UK on tour tomorrow, so I'd rather it didn't rain too much. So fingers crossed for that. And then we're going to finish off with some RACHMANINOFF, Bogorodice Dievo, another Ave Maria, and this one comes from RACHMANINOFF's Vespers. So absolutely beautiful music this morning, everyone. Scores are in the description and also will be on screen. And what a week we've got. Of course, yes, I am going to be away on tour, but I have pre-recorded this coming Wednesday's Oasis Stop Crying Your Heart Out Sing and Send session. So more on that in a minute. On Fun Friday this coming week, you have a rerun from last year. Flashbang Wallop, what a picture. Some cheeky songs from the East End and lots of fun to boot. Now, of course, our Sing and Send 2025 season is off to a great start with the free project. No money needs to come to us for this. We do, however, ask you to make a donation to our charity, which is the fantastic Talk Club. And this is a mental health charity that aims to help with this, frankly, epidemic of people struggling with their mental health, particularly in this case men's mental health. And it's open to everyone, male, female, it doesn't matter, you can all take part. Please tell your friends and family about it. The teaching session was this past Wednesday and the recording session is this Wednesday at 2 p.m. You've then got 4 weeks to get your submissions into us via the Dropbox links, which you'll have on Wednesday and on the website. And then in May this year, which is Men's Mental Health Month, we will premiere our recording of this piece. So do take part in it if you can. Now, I mentioned that the channel is turning 5 in a couple of weeks' time. 12th of March was our first broadcast back in 2020. And so I've got a brilliant week of, well, frankly, you planned for that week. The Monday, the Wednesday, the Friday are all going to be reflecting back to our community some of the wonderful recordings you've made, both in terms of Sing and Send and Behind the Sofa, as we turn 5 on the 12th of March. So make sure that week is in your diary. Please come along and support it live if you can. And if you feel so moved, you can donate to the channel to help us make sure that we're still here in another 5 years. Every penny that we make from your donations goes back into making the shows. We are a non-profit. We really do appreciate all of your help. So if you want to become one of our donors, go along to homechoir.org/donate. And a huge thanks to all of you. And all of this, I appreciate. It's a lot. So best way to deal with all of the amazing Homechoir news is to subscribe to our Homechoir newsletter, which is again there at homechoir.org. And if you click sign up at the top, you'll receive a beautifully crafted email newsletter once per week. It's put together by the incredible artisanal talents of the Homechoir elves, who craft the newsletter with great love in the caves of Homechoir News and bring it to the studio on the back of a unicorn, nestled in a silken cushion, before it's sent out to all of you. So do make sure you sign up so you don't miss out on all that. You wouldn't want the elves to be sad, would you? No, of course you wouldn't. Now, of course, if you tell us when your birthday is, well, we will sing happy birthday to you. And as I'm going to be on tour for the next week or so, there's quite a few people who are celebrating their birthday. I was about to say turning a year old. I'm not going to put it like that. People celebrating their birthday over the next week. So we'll sing for Tessa, for Suzanne, for Joan, for Gillian, for Angie, for Rosemary, for Richard, for Alison, for Sandra, for Irena, for Reagan, for Jean, for Nikki, for Liz, for Margaret, and for Leslie in just a minute after we've warmed up. But my goodness, we're going to need a decent warm-up this morning. Not just all this wonderful romantic music, but just all those birthdays for one. So let's roll our heads around and take some nice deep breaths as we do. Hello to everyone who's joined us since we started the broadcast. Thanks for being here. Stretching out the neck muscles, rolling our shoulders around. Yes, if you happen to be in Norwich, in Manchester, in Edinburgh on Tuesday, Thursday or Saturday this week, then please do come along and sing with me and with Choir of the Earth as we're touring the Haydn Nelson Mass. And send me your best wishes as I head off on tour. I'm sadly going on my own sim this time. And so think of me as I poodle along. I'm going to take it nice and steady, listening to lots and lots of lovely music. Believe you me, I shall come back from this tour away with lots of idea for repertoire. Bear that in mind. Okay, take a nice deep breath and sigh. Fabulous. And again. And sigh again. Fabulous. And let's have a hum up and down the major third. And and again. And an ooh, and an and a ya, 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 and yo, one more, yo. Very nice, ladies and gentlemen. Right, we're going to sing for these wonderful people who are celebrating their birthday. Well, Tessa today, Suzanne, Joan, Gillian, Angie and Rosemary tomorrow. Then it's Richard and Alison on Tuesday. It's Sandra and Irena on Wednesday. It's Reagan, Jean and Nikki on Thursday. Liz on Friday. And Margaret and Leslie in a week's time. So happy birthday to all of you. And I hope you all have a fabulous day when it rolls around. And let's sing, shall we, everyone? After 2, 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tessa, Suzanne, Joan, Gillian, Angie, Rosemary, Richard, Alison, Sandra, Irena, Reagan, Jean, Nick, Liz, Margaret, and Leslie. Ooh. Happy birthday to you and many more. Many happy returns of the day to all of you, and I hope you have a fabulous day. I'm aware when I was listing off when your birthdays are, I think I got them all completely mixed up in terms of days, but I do hope you enjoy it when it comes. So everyone, we've got a gorgeous programme for you today. A lot of it is about comfort, and this first movement comes from Mendelssohn's Elijah, a work that I know and love, and many of you out there know and love Elijah too. This is a soothing choral to be sung just after those really intense, dramatic, and frankly quite devastating Baal choruses in the first half. And Elijah, well, he sings words of comfort to the assembled masses who are bereft, distraught, that the God they thought that they worshipped actually was nothing more than a facade, nothing more than a false god. And so the choir then sing, "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee." And the harmony and the words blend together to create the most soothing and the most beautiful music. So Mendelssohn is our first composer today. Remember, scores are in the description. You'll hear the chord, and let's sing together. Cast thy burden upon the Lord. There we are, everybody. So soothing, so gentle. And we're going to hear quite a lot of those harmonic tropes, those harmonic techniques that Mendelssohn's used, not just in his music later on, but in the music of Elgar and the music of Rachmaninoff. There's something so warm and so comforting about romantic music. However, it can also be used to create the impression of drama, of tension, and in the case of our next tiny piece of music, which comes from Brahms' Liebeslieder Walzer, absolute turmoil, absolute terror, the feeling of being a stone, a tiny pebble being tossed around in a river of emotion. And, well, if you've been paying any attention to our world, you might indeed feel like that, particularly after the events of this week. So this is Fast and Furious. It starts off with a very, very quick ascending pattern before Am Gesteine rauscht die Flut. We are a stone caught in the flood. Launches out. Now, we did teach this a few years ago. If you don't remember it, you can go and watch the session, but it does pass in a flash, as indeed, I hope, will all of these troubled times. Here's your Brahms for this morning. Here we go.
Am Gesteine rauscht die Hälfte des Leben. Am Gesteine rauscht die Hälfte des Leben. Wer da nicht zu seufzen weiß, lernt es unternehmen. Wer da nicht zu seufzen weiß, lernt es unternehmen.
You see what I mean? Fast and furious and over in a flash. And Brahms really did know what he was doing with that. In the middle of the beautiful love song waltzes, the Liebeslieder Walzer, he has these little moments, these flashes of intensity in between moments of comfort, which is how we've structured this morning's broadcast as well. Because frankly, we don't need any more drama, any more tension. It's worth acknowledging it. It's like having a conversation on the street with a neighbour. Did you see the news? Oh, yes. But let's not dwell on it. Let's move swiftly on into more comforting waters with the music of Schubert and his Ave Maria, which actually, believe it or not, started out as a secular piece before it was set, not by Schubert, to the words of the Ave Maria. And this is a recording that Homechoir did a couple of years ago of an SATB arrangement, and it's particularly lovely. So if you need a hug after that brief flash of being tossed around in the river of emotions, well, Schubert and Homechoir are here for you. Here is the Ave Maria. There you are, everyone. A short bit of Brahms, which was fast and furious and full of fire, and then a beautiful long section of Schubert to calm you down and make you feel, well, warm and fuzzy and full of love, which is entirely right. And well done, Homechoir. That was from 2022, one of, frankly, dozens of recordings that we've made as a community. Remember, our birthday week is not this coming week, but the week after, and I'm going to be showcasing so many of our recordings. You'll be saying, I'd forgotten we'd recorded this. Honestly, there's so much to share, and well done to all of you. Well, I think we need to kind of give the programme a little bit of a boost, because the Schubert is lovely, but it's slow and it's gentle. Let's make sure that we're full of joy and full of brightness with some Beethoven now. Now, we have actually recorded this tune more than once, but this is a more traditional recording. This is Joyful, Joyful, a hymn setting of his Ode to Joy tune, that famous tune which began life when he was a teenager as frankly, a rather selfish, inward-looking song of a frustrated young man. Became a slightly more mature version of the tune when he was in his middle age, but by the time it turned into Ode to Joy, he was very much looking not just at his country, not just at his planet, but indeed at the universe and the universal themes of love, of redemption and salvation. So let's sing, everyone. Here is Joyful, Joyful from Patchway Cathedral.
Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, Lord of glory, Lord of love. Our sunfold like clouds before thee, opening to the sun above. As the clouds of sin and sadness drive the dark of doubt away, give
well, you can't fail to be stirred by that fantastic melody, one of the all-time great tunes. I mean, you can definitely fail to be stirred by that alto part. Yeah, lots and lots. And to be fair, the bass line isn't desperately exciting too, but it's the combined sound that makes that so special. And if you want some nice alto parts, well, they're coming your way over the next three pieces. Let's move on and sing our second piece of Mendelssohn for today. This is I Waited for the Lord. It's one of my favourite pieces from my childhood. Sang it on stage when I was still a treble when I sang this on stage at the International Eisteddfod in Llangollen in North Wales. Absolutely formative experience of my life, not just because we had to know this piece inside and out, so I will never ever forget it, but because we heard so many other choirs sing that piece throughout the heats and the semi-finals and so on, and I got to meet so many other choirs from all over the world. It was my first time when I really understood that this business of choral singing wasn't just me and my little circle of friends in our school there in Essex. It is a global phenomenon. And of course, here we are 40 years on, still enjoying and sharing this music. Now, this recording is the Patchway Cathedral Choir original. You will get to hear the Homechoir version in our birthday celebratory week. We've got so many recordings to share. I'm going to break them up into two big broadcasts. One will be kind of folk and fun, and the other will be classics. And I'm going to put the Homechoir performance of this in the classical performance. But for now, it's Anna and myself, the Patchway Cathedral Consort. Here is Mendelssohn's beautiful I Waited for the Lord. It's another musical hug. Here we go.
He inclined unto me.
A piece of absolute beauty by Felix Mendelssohn. All about waiting, trusting, hoping. I think we can all agree that the events of 2025 so far require us all to hope and trust and to wait. I think, though, it's important to remember that an awful lot of what we do in the world of choral music is about projecting those emotions out into the world. I think for a romantic themed Sing Sunday, it's important to remember that music is a way of us not just sharing comradeship and friendship, but also projecting an important message out, sometimes into a hall, sometimes a church, sometimes to a cathedral, sometimes to YouTube. Those thoughts, those emotions, those intentions are so important. And the music allows us to kind of piggyback our emotions on the feelings of the composer. And music, well, like the music we've chosen for today, all has a very particular meaning and a very particular intention. I want to start by remembering those who are ill at the moment, who are struggling with their health, and those who are looking after them. There are a lot of people ill, and there are a lot of people who are doing their absolute best to look after those people who are ill. And we send them our love, and we think about them as we go into our minute of reflection. And of course, our world is full of people shouting at their absolute loudest and trying to do their best to not listen. And one of the worst ways you can be in a choir is if you're just focusing on your line and not listening to the people around you. So in a minute, we're going to close our eyes, or at least bow our heads, and think for just 1 minute about the themes I've shared today and anything else that you want to think about. If you want to say a prayer, you're very welcome to. And I would urge you to think about the importance of choral music in our world, not just for us personally, but for our community, for our planet. Because if we listen and we blend our voices, we create harmony. And in harmony, we are at our best. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much, all of you. And we're actually going to follow our minute of silence with a piece of music by Rachmaninoff, who was, of course, a Russian composer. And there's a lot in the news about Russia at the moment and about the incredibly brave people of Ukraine and the struggle that they're having, not just to fight off an aggressor, but to find support in the world. And it's fair to say that some choirs, some orchestras, some radio stations refuse now to play the music of Tchaikovsky and of Rachmaninoff. And it's important to note that these composers, were they with us today, would be just as horrified and just as appalled at the actions being taken in the name of their country in Ukraine. And so we're going to dedicate the next piece, Bogorodice Dievo, from the Rachmaninoff Vespers to the brave people of Ukraine. And this is a recording that I did back in 2020, Patchway Cathedral Choir, sounding, I have to say, pretty good. And I think it might be time for us to bring this one back into the fold. Here it is, everyone. Enjoy. Slava Ukraini. We're going to finish off this morning with a piece that isn't actually from the sacred repertoire. It's a piece from a cantata called King Olaf by Edward Elgar. And this is the final chorale. As I've said many times before, this is at the end of King Olaf's, rather spectacular and quite violent life. He dies. And this is the piece that is sung over his funeral. And yet it has such an uplifting message, such a positive message, particularly the second verse. So hearts of the fainting grow full to o'erflowing, and they that behold it marvel and know not. It is absolutely beautiful. And I would urge you as you sing this piece to not just, hope for good weather as I travel around on tour, but also take the message that although it's raining at the moment, the sun will shine. Here it is, everyone, our last piece of the day, as Torrents in Summer.
As torrents in summer of gliding their shadows, suddenly rise the sky is still cloudless, the sky is still cloudless,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I really hope you enjoyed that little taster of the incredible music of the Romantic era. And, Sing Sunday will be back in a couple of weeks' time. Looking forward enormously to what will be, I suspect, possibly a Sing Renaissance Sunday. And of course, this coming week, we've got a packed programme with the recording session for our latest Sing and Send project. I mean, you couldn't get further away in terms of musical stylings with our Sing and Send project. We're singing Stop Crying Your Heart Out by Oasis. But of course, it's all emotion. It all comes from the same place. And so I do urge you all, even if it's not your cup of tea, to please take part in our Sing and Send. Recording session is this Wednesday. You've then got 4 weeks to get your submissions in. Get everyone in on this one, everyone. This is a really, really good piece and such an important charity, such an important cause. You've then got a Fun Friday, which is a rerun of a particularly good episode from last year. And then I shall be back live in the studio, possibly slightly fatigued, but very well travelled, a week on Monday for the beginning of our 5th birthday week. What a fabulous time we've got ahead. If I'm going to see you in person as I travel around the UK, I'll look forward to that enormously. Otherwise, I'll see you all online very soon. Have a great weekend, Homechoir. All the best.